Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to F122, my team career mode for the French Grand Prix. If you have not seen last episode, the Austrian Grand Prix, I highly recommend you go do so. We had a insane sprint race where we made contact with Lando for the first time, really making contact with Lando, which resulted in us starting down the order in the race. However, we fought our way back up to the front to win for the 55th time in this career mode. And yeah, it proved to be very critical because while we did win, Lando did still finish pretty high in the sprint and in the race. So we did not score that many points over him. However, we did score more, which put the point gap to, I believe, now only 14 points, if I'm remembering correctly. And if you guys remember, at one point, we were 40 points behind Lando, only a couple races ago. So it's been really, really amazing battle to get back up within punching distance of Lando in the championship. But it's still not over, and I'm sure that it will continue all season long. I do not think we're going to be able to win it early this time around the championship. However, the constructors, I'm pretty sure we're going to win it, because if you have been watching, you know that Ferrari is our closest rival in the championship fight for the constructors at the moment. And you also know that, well, Ferrari don't really have a car that are capable of going all the way. Does this mean that they won't go all the way? No. They probably will. But I doubt that they're going to be able to push for the constructors. Not with the way that me and Lando are able to drive. The way me and Lando drive, it's a really good pairing. Unfortunately, all good pairings must come to an end, and that is what's going to happen at the end of this season. I already know who my new teammate will be. Yes, he has won a race already this season, so I teased it in one of the earlier videos, so I suggest you go back and watch these past few videos from the start of season 6 to now. This will also get you caught up on what's been happening in the title fight and so on and so forth. With that, it's been 3 minutes. This has been a while, so I'm going to let you guys head to qualifying. Here we go. 91 poles. Let's go. Okay, guys, about to start the race. If you did hear my little celebration there a little bit ago, you would know that I now have 91 pole positions on this career mode. Very special. We are now only 12 pole positions away from Lewis Hamilton's real life 103 pole positions. I think we can beat it. Today we're going for our 56th race win. Lando is down in P4 with a poor qualifying. So let's see what we can do. Here we go. It's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. It's a good launch over Charles Leclerc. However, Leclerc is going to come back at us. This is, of course, the race that Leclerc won last time out. However, we'll get back around Leclerc, but here comes Leclerc again. Going to give him the room, show respect. But we're just gonna go ahead and stay ahead of Leclerc. However, here he comes again, and with him comes George Russell. However, we're going to go late on the brakes. And now, George Russell trying to get past Charles Leclerc for P2. Lando, didn't lose any positions, but of course he didn't gain any positions either. Now he's just looking at the battle between George Russell and Charles Leclerc. Russell on the bottom, he is going to take P2 away from Charles Leclerc. However, here comes Leclerc again. This is letting us just pull away from the rest of the pack. Paul Ricard, one of my favorite circuits on this game. Normally not a very exciting circuit in real life. In fact, they will not be racing here in 2023 this year, which is unfortunate. But as I just said, it's not a very exciting race, usually in real life. Never really has been, but yeah. Pulling the gap to George Russell to over 2 seconds now. As Lando Norris, he does get past Charles Leclerc now. Lando proving that he is still a fast driver, even when he has a poor qualifying. I'm not saying P4 is poor, it's just for what our car is, we should really be looking for front row lockouts. And the way that Lando's AI has been in this career mode, he should be going for pole positions and front row, no matter what. The Mercedes driver of Lance Stroll, he's going for a bit of an alternative strategy, starting on the mediums. Let's see what that gives to Mercedes and strategy-wise, whether he's going to go to the hards or or trying to do the opposite of what the soft compound runners are doing, and he's going to go to the softs. George Russell with just big enough gap to not have Lando have DRS down that long back straight. However, Lando, very quick racing driver, and our car is the best car on the grid, so I'm sure eventually Lando will catch up to George. However, George is very good at defending. Makes me glad that I don't have to deal with him this race, at least for right now. I don't know how it's going to be after the pit stops, but we will see what we can do. George staying within 2.5 seconds. I haven't really pulled a huge gap over him. So, of course, he is still within the undercut zone. So if I were to opt to stay out longer, the possibility is that George, with fresher tires, would move on and possibly go on to take the lead after I pit if he were to pit first. And I opted to stay out for, say, 2 more laps. So I want to go ahead and not let that happen. I'm going to listen to my strategists, even though some races already this season, they have not really chosen the best strategy fuel-wise. However, so far, tire strategy, they have done very amazing. So we will see what we can do with it today. Oh no. Oh, I hope they didn't underfuel the car too much. Oh no. Coming in next time. George within 2 seconds of us. Under 2 seconds the gap now. Lando all over the back of the Red Bull. He's going to pull out to try and make the move on George Russell. Can Russell hang on to that P2? Lando just nicks ahead of him. So now it is George Russell who is chasing Lando Norris. Lando Norris chasing after us. In the Constructors' Championship, I'm glad that Lando got past George. I hope he stays past George for the Constructors' Championship's sake. However, Drivers' Championship-wise, I have the chance to leapfrog my teammate. Jump him for the championship lead and take the championship lead for the first time since Bahrain. As we DNF'd out of Saudi Arabia, and Lando went on to win that race. So Lando went ahead and has held the championship lead since the second round of this of Season 6. But now there's a chance that we can take back the championship lead today here in Paul Ricard. The chance is slim, as Lando does seem to be very quick, but the chance is still very much there. There's a battle for 5th going on between the Mercedes of Lance Stroll and the McLaren of Sergio Perez. This is, of course, the race that Lando debuted for our team last season. If you guys do remember, Checo did not accept our re-signing mid-season signing. Here we go for our one and only stop of the race. George Russell comes in with us, so he's just going to be covering us off. Leclerc pits, Checo pits, Stroll stays out on his medium tires. Now it's time to see if we can stay ahead of our teammate. Tsunoda in the Haas also going long on mediums. He has not pitted yet. I mean, if he did, then he posted really good outlaps, but I don't think anyone's pitted yet. I believe he started on those mediums, same as Lance Stroll. So yeah, Lando now leads. However, he will be pitting this time. At least he should. I would find it stupid if he were going to try and go another lap on those soft tires. Yep, nope. Lando comes in. Ricardo goes on to the hard compound. That's strange. And we do beat Lando out of the pits. Where does George come out? Where does Lando come out? He comes out ahead of George Russell and even has a bit of a gap over George. So yeah, the Haas of Tsunoda yet to pit. Same as Lance Stroll. Here we come on Tsunoda. DRS active. He turned down on me just a little bit. Not sure how much I appreciate that. But we continue on. Yep, that's our last warning. Next time we'll get a penalty if we cut the corner again. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to get used to the steering again on this game. I haven't played this game in a while. I actually recorded the Austrian GP last Saturday. Oh man. So yeah, Lance Stroll does the opposite of what everyone else did. He goes from mediums to soft tire, so he is going to be quick. He's going to be Quicksilver to the end of the race. He might even be able to go for Charles Leclerc, which would not be ideal for Ferrari because they're already down the order with both their drivers. I'm watching my fuel load because I do believe they underfueled me again, my team. They may have underfueled me. I don't know. I have no idea. Starting to get a little dark here. George Russell tries to get back ahead of Lando Norris. He does get back ahead of Lando Norris. It's going to be a bit of a chicken fight between those two here for a while. Just trying to see who has pace on these medium tires. Lando obviously had the pace on the softs, but it seems like George may be quicker than Lando on the mediums. That's just how the game rolls sometimes with tire strategy, and yeah. They'll continue to battle it out, and while I hope that George can stay ahead of Lando in terms of the Drivers' Championship, I also have to keep in the back of my mind of the Constructors' Championship as well, where I want Lando to finish as high as he possibly can. 4 laps to go. I think we'll just have enough fuel. If not, then we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So yeah, those two, the two British drivers, they're going to be having a good old scrap for the next couple of laps, probably up until the end of the race, as Lando overtakes George with DRS. However, George brakes later, and he retakes that P2 from Lando. I won't be surprised if these two continue to battle up until the checkered flag. These two very close together in pace. The Red Bull not too far behind us in R&D. However, I'm pretty sure that every car has nearly maxed out cars. So this is just coming down to driver skills, and George clearly showing that he might be the better driver on the medium compound. He was faster than Lando in qualifying, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that battle is going to continue until the checkered flag. What that battle is also letting me do is pull away from these two, which is making my job a lot easier to try and get our 56th race win on this career mode. It's not domination like it's not quite domination, but it is a fantastic drive from us. Yeah, probably one of my favorite tracks, Paul Ricard, to drive on the game. Sometimes I don't get to see many battles between me and the AI, but I do get to witness some incredible battles between the AI and other AI. Just like the battle going on between George and Lando. George continues to lead ahead of Lando Norris, but the question is, where would you want to be when you hit the final lap? Do you want to be behind the other so you have DRS heading on to that long back straight, or do you want to be ahead to try and gamble that you can stay ahead of the man with DRS? It is possible, because George has did it last lap, and we've seen that George is willing to brake much later than Lando. Less than 2 laps to go now. It is going to be very tight on fuel for us, but I'm pretty sure we can do it. Lance Stroll all over the back of the Ferrari. Lando Norris gets back past George Russell, but once again, Russell brakes later, and now Lance Stroll trying to get past Charles Leclerc. So the only one in the top 5 that is not fighting another driver is myself, and that's because I'm being able to pull away from George and Lando's battle. Only the one lap. Yeah, they underfueled me just a little bit. Oh man, that's not ideal. We're going to run out about this point. We're going to run out of fuel on the final lap. Here we come then. 1 lap to go here in Paul Ricard. 11.5 seconds ahead of George Russell. Now, can Russell do what he's done the past 2 laps? And if Lando gets past him, can George outbrake him into that hairpin to try and stay ahead for that P2? We're looking for our 56th race win, but it may come down to the point where we run out of fuel and we don't get it, and it's a possibility that George or Lando may win it if we run out of fuel. So I'm trying to push Lando and George side by side. However, George stays ahead, and unless Lando makes a crazy dive, I'm pretty sure that the P2 will go to George Russell. However, anything can happen. We've seen it before where a Red Bull is running in P2 and their engine blows up right at the line. Will that happen again? We've saved enough fuel to the line. We are going to win the French Grand Prix, and we're going to win for our 56th career time. What a drive from us. And who finishes in P2? I'm thinking it was George. But we do win. And George Russell does finish in P2. Lando, P3. So it is another double podium for me and Lando. Just unfortunate that Lando couldn't get George. But in the Drivers' Championship, that race was so critical. Too bad for what happened in the sprint. We probably could have overtaken Lando. I'm pretty sure we haven't here, but we are much closer, and the old winner's wreath comes out to one of the older circuits on the grid. Oh man, what a drive, what a race win for our team, for us, and we pull the gap down even closer in the Drivers' Championship to Lando. George Russell, well done. Another P2 finish. And I'm pretty sure Daruvla actually beat Drugovich as well, so that will pull Red Bull a little closer to Ferrari in the Constructors. And George Russell actually leapfrogs Charles Leclerc, and is now 4 points ahead of Leclerc in the Drivers' Championship. We are only 3 points behind Lando. Are you kidding me? Ah! It's so close between me and Lando right now. It's unbelievable. Really unfortunate what happened in the sprint in Austria. Probably would have been even closer, maybe not, if not ahead of Lando if me and Lando hadn't made contact. We push to further ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship to 120 points, the gap. Yeah, this is why I said I don't think Ferrari's going to be able to beat us, because me and Lando, such a strong pairing. You saw it. Lando had a pretty, considering how fast his AI is and how fast our team is, P4 was not exactly ideal qualifying for him, but he came back to finish P3, nearly got that P2, but he didn't. And Red Bull with another solid race for George and Jehan. They move further. They close the gap further to Ferrari to only 69 points. It was 85 points. Sorry, 84 points before the French Grand Prix, and now it's only 69 points. So a good heap of points gathered for Red Bull over Ferrari. With that, it's time to go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell, get notified whenever I post new videos, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.